Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So, let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentor and coach. And I'm going to dive straight into today's topic, and it's called Out with the Old, In with the New. And you might be thinking, what are you talking about? Well, exactly that. If you're here as a single parent, which you are, because that's what this is all about, then we're talking about getting rid of any old emotional or physical ties you have to the past that is preventing you from moving forward. And this really does apply in so many different areas of your life. It's not just about officially signing the divorce papers. It's not just about doing the financial settlement or the custody arrangements. It's about everything that you're holding on to from that past relationship that's holding you back from moving on to something new and something bigger and better. It could be that you're dragging out the divorce. It could be that you're dragging out the financial settlement. It could be that you're wanting that to get done, but then you're still holding on to other things. Maybe you have been officially divorced and you're officially separated, but you're holding on to photos of them in the house still. Like, you look around your house and you might still have your wedding photos and photos of when you two were on holidays. How would that look if you had a new partner or a new date? You started dating and all of a sudden, a while into the relationship, you brought them back to your house and they saw all these photos. A little bit awkward. Now, you don't have to necessarily go and remove everything from your life from your ex, especially if they're the parent of your child, which they no doubt probably would be. You want to maybe keep some memories. But if those memories are really holding you back and you see those photos there every night, or maybe it's even just a piece of clothing that they bought you, and every time you wear it, you think of them. Well, maybe it's time to put that outfit or whatever it is, that piece of clothing, put on Marketplace. Donate it. Give it to a friend. If it keeps bringing up these bad memories, or not even necessarily bad memories, memories of what you had with your ex. Oh, this is when we went to this restaurant, or this is when we went on these holidays, or whatever it is. It's time to move forward. Stop holding on to these past memories or these things that's holding you from getting you to meet someone new. Stop holding yourself back. Because if your relationship is definitely in the stage where you have completely broken up, it's definitely ended, divorce is done, settlement's done, all that stuff is done. But you're holding on to things. And it might not even just be physical ties that you're holding on to. It could be the emotional ties. You could still be stalking their social media and seeing what they're doing and who they're dating. They might be your first point of call whenever something happens around the house. And you're like, shit, I don't know what to do. I'll just call so-and-so to come and fix it because I never used to have to deal with this. I don't know how to do it. So maybe he can come around and do it for me, or she can come around and fix the clothes for me or something. I don't want to sound sexist and make these generic household chores for specific genders, but if it's something you never did in the relationship and the other person did, don't be caught up in that phase where you're relying on your ex to come back and fix it for you. You need to stop being so dependent on your ex. And it's quite common for that to happen where people are broken up and something's happened in the house, or something's happened with the car or the lawns, or something's happened and they fall back on their ex to help them out of this situation. And that's amazing that they're willing to step up and do that. If they are, not many people would. A lot of people will say, too bad, you're on your own now, do it yourself. But there are some lovely people who probably would just do it to keep the peace, maybe, or because they do legitimately want to help you out. But if you need them, use them, especially when it comes to parenting. Don't be scared to ask for help from your ex when it comes to parenting, because they're a parent too, and you're not really asking for help. They're contributing to their role as being a parent. But when it comes to other things, like I just mentioned, like when it comes to the car or lawns or handiwork around the house or anything, those are things you don't want to keep relying on your ex for. You've got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. You don't want to go out into the dating world and start meeting someone new and they'll be like, oh, I'll come over and see you on Saturday. And you're like, oh, sorry, my ex is coming over to mow my lawns. Awkward. You need to move on. And if you're dating someone and you said that to them, they'd probably automatically think, red flags. Why are they relying on their ex for these things? Why is their ex so heavily involved in their life when it's not kid related? I mean, if you're still in that phase of mourning the loss of the breakup, you're still grieving it all, you're still processing everything that's just happened, then yes, it will take time. It's not expected of you to just go chuck everything out overnight and just be done and dusted and a whole new person the next day. It doesn't work like that. If only it did. It does take time. It's a process. So yes, if you're still in that grieving stage, then it's totally understandable that you might still be reaching out to them, or you might still have items from them or from your relationship, and you might have kept hold of these because you're not ready to let go just yet. And that's okay. But as long as you take your time to grieve, as long as you take your time to get over that relationship, and in time, you start to let go of these things, because you can't keep yourself back in the past when you're wanting to move forward, especially when you're looking to date again. And if you are in that phase where you're not ready to let go of anything, you're still wanting to keep them involved in your life as much as possible, you're wanting to see what they're doing, you're wanting to know who they're with and who they're dating, then ask yourself this question. Are you really ready to date? Have you really gotten over your ex and you're happily single and you're ready to move on with a new person? Because if you're in that stage where you've got all this stuff from your ex and you're not willing to let anything go and you're not willing to let go of any emotional ties to them, then you're not ready to start meeting someone new because you're still caught up on someone else. You can't go and bring a new person into your life when you're still fantasizing about that last person that's just left your life. You need that time to let go of them. And you can't do that with a new person in your life. You can't expect them to come in to be the band-aid in your life and fix all these problems from your past. You need to do that before you bring someone in. So as the title says, out with the old, in with the new. That's what you need to remember when you're wanting to build a new life on your own as a single parent. You are building a new life for you and your kids. And it's so common to see so many people caught up in what their exes are doing and who they're dating and where they're going and what holidays they're going on. It's very common to see people just obsess over what their ex is doing. But you need to ask yourself, is that going to be beneficial for you? Because it's not allowing you to take any progress forward when you're so caught up in the past and what someone from your past is doing. You need to learn to let go of anything from that part of your life so you can focus on bettering the new part of your life, which is your future. And just remember as well, it's okay for you to set boundaries. If you're in that place now where you're ready to move on, you're ready to look for something bigger and better in your life and create something new and amazing for you and your kids, and you're going to create it all on your own, but you're finding your ex is constantly messaging you or ringing you or just randomly turns up your house, you need to start setting boundaries, because you guys are broken up, and whether they broke up with you or you broke up with them, or whatever the scenario was, it's not okay for them to keep coming and going like you're still together. That's not okay. You don't do that with an ex. And if they are doing it, then they need to notify you. And if they are doing it, then it should just be related to the kids. So you can't move forward when you've constantly got your ex coming and going from your house, or when they're constantly ringing and checking on you and seeing what you're doing. You can't meet a new partner and they've come over to your house one night and all of a sudden your ex just randomly turns up. You've got to start setting boundaries. So when you're wanting to move forward and create that new life, you've got to set boundaries with your ex and say, no, this is not on. We've now broken up. That's your life. You can do what you want with the kids when you have them, or not what you want, obviously to a certain limit, but you have your time with the kids. I have my time. When I have my time, this is my time alone. If I need your help, I will give you a call. But you can't just keep coming and going. We're not together anymore. You need your time. And I'm pretty certain that if you turn the tables on them and ask them if they'd like it if you turned up to their house when they had a new partner, they probably wouldn't. So when you're looking at moving forward, you've got to set boundaries with your ex and say, nope, that's not on. And also you've got to put boundaries with yourself. And realize that when you're messaging your ex, or when you're wanting to go to your ex's house, or when you're wanting to see what they're doing, you've got to stop yourself and go, no, that's not okay. I can't keep stewing on what this person is doing. That's quite a rhyme, isn't it? So in time, as you've been single parenting, whether it's a new thing or you've been single parenting for some time, you will slowly get through that stage. Take it one step at a time. And if that means learning to put their photos away, that could be the first start. Put the photos away that you have of you two. If you live in the family home and they've moved out and there's still photos of you two around the house, maybe take that first step of just putting some of those photos to the side. You don't have to throw them out. I mean, if you really want to, you probably could. But maybe put them in a box. Keep them for the kids when they're older. Put them away somewhere so they're not in your sight every single day, and you get up and that you see those wedding photos or you see photos of when you're on holidays. Put them away. Pack them up, put them in the box, put them in the garage, put them somewhere where they're not in your sight every single day. Take a step every day of doing something that's going to help you move forward, even if it's unfriend them from social media. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you are not on good terms, but sometimes you can unfriend people from social media just for your own mental health. I have done that on a number of occasions. I've unfriended people, not so much because I didn't like them, but I just thought their negativity and their way of life was just holding me back. It was draining, it was toxic, and every time I saw things that they were doing, it just didn't resonate with me. And it just felt right to delete and just remove those posts from my page. So if you think that's one thing that can help you get rid of your, not so much get rid of your ex, get rid of those constant feelings and you thinking about them, get them off your social media. You don't want to see those photos every day. You don't want to see them on holidays with their new girlfriend or whatever they're doing. Delete them from social media. And if they've got a public profile where you can see everything, maybe block them. And if they get all defensive because they found out that you blocked them, then just say, hey, I just need my space. I just don't need those photos in my face every single day. I need to just step back and I need my time to move forward. And I can't do that when I'm constantly seeing your photos. That's it. It's no big deal. That is a big step in being able to move forward for yourself. Get those constant reminders away. When you're constantly seeing your ex and having these things in your face, you can't move forward. 1 minute you're scrolling on Tinder or one of those online apps. Next minute you're on Facebook or Instagram or whatever and you see your ex just popping up. You can't do both. You've got to slowly take those steps to get rid of all that old emotional baggage from the past. Let it go. And even if there's anger or hurt or frustration or you're just extremely pissed off about certain things and you still just want to tell them how you feel, you're not ready to block them because you just want to vent to them. You just want to let them know you're not ready to just block or do whatever else. Take your time doing it, but if you do feel like that, go and talk to a friend. Go and tell them how you feel. You do not need to tell your ex that you're pissed off at them because I'm guarantee you now that will just turn out to be a big fight. If you're in a space right now where you're just not happy and you feel like you're stuck in a vicious cycle and you just can't make any progress with your life, well, in regards to the emotional sense, because you're so caught up and you don't know where to go next, then just stop and just think about what you're doing. Are you so heavily involved or are you still so heavily caught up in your ex's life? Are you worrying about what they're doing? Are you focused on who they're dating and who they're talking to? And if so, why? You've broken up. And yes, it's going to sting, especially the first relationship they have after you break up. And quite often you see people that will jump straight into a new relationship without having any time to themselves. That will sting. Yes, it will. But that's not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of you being a bad person. So don't sit there and go, oh my God, we were together for like 24 years and all of a sudden they've now got this new girlfriend or whatever the situation is. That's not a reflection of you being a bad wife or a bad husband or whatever it is. It's a reflection of them just struggling and they don't know how to be alone. So they need somebody to fill that void. Quite often those kind of relationships don't last. They're just rebound relationships. Sometimes they do, but it's not a reflection on you. And if that's what they're doing, then why are you worried? Because that's not the life you want. So let them go and live that life. Let them go, say see you later, enjoy that life, and you go on your little happy way to plan and create your happy life. So just remember, as I was saying, this is not an overnight process. You're not just going to wake up one day and go, that's it. I'm so much better now. I don't care about them anymore. It can take months, sometimes even years. So Take little steps each day, each week, just something little to slowly get you through that process of moving forward, letting go of the old. Take those little steps. Like I said, block them on social media. That's maybe one step. Okay, you've done that. That's good. Maybe next week, what can we do to slowly move forward? Let's get rid of all those photos. Let's put them away. Okay, that's done. Maybe next week, what can we do? Let's set up an online dating app so I can start looking at other people and not worrying about what my ex is doing. Great. Done. Set up your profile. Next week, what can you do? Do those little things for yourself, whether it's on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whatever it is. Some progress is better than no progress, because if you're doing nothing at all, then you're not going to move forward at all. Taking those little steps is better than taking no steps. So keep focusing on doing something little. If you're stuck in the past and you're stuck fantasizing about your ex and what they're doing, take those little steps to start moving forward. Don't sit there and make it your mission to do it all in one day, and you're going to get rid of their photos and you're going to get rid of their social media and you're going to get rid of anything that they bought you. You don't have to do it in one day. Do it as a gradual process. And don't forget, in the process of doing this, start doing things to look after you. It's so important to do things that make you feel good and make you happy, because constantly stewing on your ex and constantly wishing you had that life again and wishing for this and wishing for that and asking questions about why or what if or what happened. What happiness are you bringing to your life by doing that? How much joy is that creating in your life by constantly asking yourself these questions, or by crying yourself to sleep, by being so sad and hurt from what happened in your breakup? Now, I'm not saying do not cry, because that's standard. Everyone's going to cry. Well, not everyone, but most people will normally cry after a breakup. That's standard. You've been hurt. You've been let down. Yes, cry. Yes, grieve. Do what you need to do, but don't drag it out. Don't keep it going unnecessarily because you're so caught up in their life. You're so caught up in that family bubble that you had, and you can't get rid of it. Not get rid of it. You can't move forward on your own. And that's the biggest hurdle that most people struggle with. Starting life again on their own. And you need to look at it like it's an exciting adventure, not a scary one. The first scary part is usually just getting somewhere to live, working out where you're going to be living with the kids and how are you going to be able to afford to pay it, because your finances and everything like that is all going to change. You might be lucky enough to be able to stay in that family home where you were. But that's really the hardest part of single parenting and taking that next step and moving forward, is just working out where you're going to live and how are you going to make ends meet. Once you know you're sorted of where you're going to live, and you've got your steady income coming in, or you've got any other support coming in that you need, then you need to start making those steps or taking those steps so you can move forward. If you're definitely on your own and you're in your own house with your kids, then your relationship's definitely over. It's time to move forward and let that past go. Out with the old. And it can be difficult. It's not an easy thing just to throw things away or get rid of things. I had this beautiful, really nice, expensive skirt, and I wore it once on a date. And it was only one date I went on with this person, but it was a really nice date. And every time I wore that skirt, I just kept thinking of this guy. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. So I gave it away. I gave it away to somebody. And for me, it doesn't give me that constant reminder, because every time I opened my wardrobe and I saw that skirt, I thought of this person. Mind you, this wasn't a long-term relationship or it wasn't a marriage or anything like that. So it's very different in those situations. This was just a short little dating thing that I went on. But it's that kind of thing. If you have those reminders with any kind of pieces of clothing or any memorabilia or anything like that an ex has bought you, and every time you look at it or wear it or see it or whatever it is and you think of your ex, it's time to just put it to the side. Sell it, pass it on, pack it up in a box, do what you can to get rid of it. Even if it's a song that you two had together and you've got it on your Spotify playlist or whatever playlist you listen to, and it just keeps coming up, maybe just take it out of your likes. Take it out so it doesn't keep coming up and you keep hearing it. Put new songs in there so you can listen to those new songs all the time. Do things to get rid of those constant reminders of your ex, because when you constantly have those reminders, your headspace is constantly going to be in the past. And that's what we're looking at changing. We're wanting to get you out of holding you back in the past and moving you forward to a happier future. So this was just a short little chat just to remind you on the importance of not holding yourself back by focusing on your ex and what they're doing. When you are broken up and you're a single parent, you really need to prioritize yourself. You really need to prioritize out with the old and in with the new. Start new things. Create new things that you can do with your kids. Create new memories. Create new activities to do with your kids or even just yourself. Maybe you go and join a new gym. Maybe you take up a new hobby. Create new memories and new things, and you're getting rid of the old and you're getting a whole new life. Change your wardrobe. If your old wardrobe reminds you of your ex, update your wardrobe. Do a wardrobe update. Get a haircut. Do anything that changes you and makes you feel fresh and new and gives you that new boost of energy to make you feel good and alive again. Sometimes even just that, like I just said, a simple haircut will make the world of difference. You walk out there feeling like a new person and you feel fabulous. So start taking those little steps to add new things into your life, new memories, new things for you, new things for your kids that don't involve your ex. So eventually, over time, you will start to get to a place where all your memories won't be revolved around your ex. They'll be new memories that are created just between you and your kids or you and your friends. It'll take time for that to happen, because usually you've got to take time to get through the first of everything when you're on your own. Your first Christmas on your own, your first birthday, your first Mother's Day or Father's Day, your first birthday of the kids when you don't have them. There's all those firsts that you usually have to go through when you've got those memories still there with the ex. But they are also good opportunities to start new memories. So with the following year, you've got those previous year memories to look back on with new memories that you created. So just to sum it up, this is just a fun little reminder just to get rid of the old and bring in the new. When you're moving forward as a single parent, it's so important to let go of any of that energy, let go of any of those emotional connections, any physical ties, anything you have with your ex that's holding you back, that's making you upset, that's stressing you out, that's making you not sleep at night, that's making you really worried and anxious. Any of those emotional ties or anything like that that you have with your ex, it's time to start getting rid of them. Start getting rid of them and start bringing in new stuff. Start bringing in new memories. Start bringing in anything new. Start going to new restaurants. Go to a new coffee shop. Anything that's new, that's for you, that you can create these new memories that don't revolve around your ex. And don't forget, if you are struggling, I do have a number of packages available on my website that are aimed to help you through the process of going through your divorce and going through your breakup when it is tough. Those of you that have been single parenting for a number of years, you've probably got the concept of it. But at the start, it's hard and you don't have anyone to hold your hand through the process and you don't have anyone to explain it to you, and just a lot of the time you're doing it on your own. So if you are really struggling and you needed that extra support because you're just like, fuck, I can't do this. I can't just move forward. I don't know. It's not as easy as you say. Then jump on my website. Let's have a chat. Book a free chat today and let's see where you're at and let's see what we can do to help you on that path of moving forward. So that's about it from me today, guys. And I just want you all to get rid of the old and bring in the new, for a better and happier future as a single parent. It's your life and you're creating it your way under your terms. That's it for me today, guys. And until next time, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplusone.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after plus one.